Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, is another LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga video. Today, we're not tackling a news update or any kind of really positive things. We're actually going to be seeing some, well, I guess the only positive thing you're going to F and see is the gameplay in the back, so enjoy that little 6-minute demo that we got, or gameplay overview. So today's going to kind of be talking about the negative side about TT Games. And there's been a lot of articles outside. I'm going to try to link one in the description below if you want to read it yourself. So I'm not just making this, stuff up. I'm not lying here. But basically, we're going to be talking about the dark side of TT Games. And that really is kind of a crazy thing because, you look at game companies like, Treyarch and all the Call of Duty guys, it's like, oh, they sexual harassment, all that stuff, and then they treat their communities like trash and all that, and then you get EA, which does a bunch of prioritizing money, gambling, loot boxes, all that, so they're greedy. You get Bethesda, so every game company kind of has its downfalls, but TT Games, you never really effing heard about any of that, you know what I mean? You never heard any negative stuff about TT Games. It's just, oh yeah, they make the Lego games and they're good games and it's fun for all ages, and you buy them, they're good, that's it. And you never blink twice, or you never think about it, because really you never hear about this kind of stuff. You hear about Activision, you hear about Bethesda, you hear about EA, you hear about all this stuff. Rockstar even, Take-Two Interactive with GTA Trilogy, CD Projekt Red. There's a lot of stuff. Techland even with Dying Light 2. A lot of people are mad about Dying Light 2. Barely any console gameplay. I'm one of those people. Hopefully I'll be getting it February 4th. But going back to TT Games, it very much is a process where, again, a lot of people look at it and they go, oh, they're kind of, it's almost like Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really a whole lot of drama, so to speak, until this article. And you're probably thinking, well, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is coming out apparently April 5th. Again, I doubt that will change, but as of right now, April 5th, 2022, which I can't freaking wait. And the gameplay you're seeing in the background, which we've already seen, it looks fantastic, right? It looks so good. The camera angle, the combat, everything looks so fantastic. And one of the reasons why it looks so effing good is basically because John Burton, the co-founder, the founder of TT Games, and the founder of 1010 Games, and he worked on the Lego movie. He's a big Lego dude, and he apparently was like, this Lego god, demigod, so to speak, but apparently he's a big jerk. Apparently just he yells at people. He threatened with blackmail that, look, if you don't get this game polished or if you don't get this thing done, you're going to get, there's going to be some changes. Insinuating he's going to fire people. Apparently a lot of the TT Games developers were interviewed in this article that I found. Again, I'll try to find it. And they were basically saying, like, look, they were breaking down over the stress and all this stuff. It was just like a really toxic environment. I mean, it wasn't necessarily sexual stress or any of this bullshit that's going on with other devs, but it seems like again, they called it quote unquote emotional blackmail or whatever. Basically a big toxic environment and a bunch of retards and jerks working the place, just screaming and yelling, and basically a lot of crunch time. Crunch time in the gaming industry is basically when a lot of people, a lot of the developers just kind of work really hard. They work sometimes 80 to 120 hours a week, 6 days a week, or a day, 6 days a week, and it was not a day. You don't get what I'm saying. It's very kind of strange to see this kind of crazy light, and the reason why this game looks so good is because they were basically I don't want to say slaved, because it is work. It's, making video games is not fun. It can be, but it is a job. There's responsibility to that, so crunching sometimes needs to happen, but when it's happening because the game director is basically screaming at everyone and being a freaking tyrant and an a-hole, you're really not getting anything done. And the reason why this game looks so freaking good is basically because of the toxic work environment that's been going on at TT Games. And maybe I'm insinuating that's also why Arthur Parsons, Steven Sharples, a bunch of the famous guys that we all know by name are basically gone. And working at 1010 Games or working somewhere else. And that's kind of a shame because, TT Games, ever since I was a kid, man, they were like, they were the video game company. They did no wrong. They made great games for kids, teens, and adults, and they still do that. But now that we kind of get the curtain kind of unraveled, it seems like a bunch of a-holes and tyrants are working there. And look, you see that everywhere. You know what I mean? It's a gaming industry. You got to make a game on time. With like the Lego Movie 2 that we're saying, and like the Lego Ninjago movie video game, Lego Movie video game, all that. They were saying that they had to basically make a game to tie in with a movie release or a deadline, and I understand that. That's just marketing, that's money, that's business. But to basically make people break down over stress at home, it's kind of a jerk move, you know what I mean? And I get it. Maybe they're all being extreme snowflakes, you know. Maybe they just can't take anything. Maybe they're just being really sensitive and they're whining, and we don't know. We're not there. We're not working there. So we have to take this article. Again, it could go both ways. It could go, this is really, really bad and toxic, and they're actually being treated like dogs. Or at the same time, everyone there is just a complete freaking crybaby and a snowflake, and they can't handle anything. We don't really know. I'm assuming it's the first one, not the second one, but you never know. Some of the guys I talk to on Twitter get offended very, very easily. So I don't know if that's it. Who knows? But it is never good to hear that your favorite dev company is kind of a, big jerk is running it. I mean, to put it lightly, a big tyrant is working there, kind of like a dictator. I mean, he's standing up saying, "There's gonna be changes, and I'm gonna fire and work." It's like that's not how video games should be made. I get it. The devs are stressed. You got this dick John, apparently Burton, belching and bitching at everyone, and then you also have, all the fans, including myself, and probably you watching, kind of demanding more marketing. Where's the news? Where's the news? And look, I get it, but I'm not trying to say that the devs are not stressed because of the fans. The devs are stressed because of the work environment. We have nothing to do with it. We are completely in the clear to want more marketing because we were owed that. And we got it, but we were owed it for like 10 months straight. We are in the clear for wanting more solid communication. In fact, we're starting to get a little bit of that now, but we still should need a little bit more of it. We still should have had it a long time ago. So us demanding marketing and communication is not a bad thing, and hopefully that is not causing them stress. That would be more of a snowflake kind of, you know what I mean, they're mad at me kind of thing, which is not good. But at the same time, if they do feel that way, whatever. But at the same time, it like I was saying, it very much is a case of these people just working. And I get it. It's a job. You're going to work. There's going to be crunch time. There's probably crunch time in every freaking game development company. But to kind of, again, hear of this negativity, of this toxicity in TT games, which really, when you think about it, like I've been saying, you don't hear anything about them. They just make the games, they sell them, and they go to the next one. And that's how a game company should be. But instead, we got Activision with their sex abuse, freaking EA with their greed. We got Take-Two and Rockstar just completely taking everyone to court over mods. Every game company is kind of a jerk at some point, and to hear that TT Games has them, really, to read that they were, quote unquote, breaking down over stress. I mean, it's like I said, they're either very sensitive people and they can't take anything, or they are literally getting worked like a freaking slave. And I don't know. But hell, the game looks great. I mean, the Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga looks fantastic. Hopefully it runs well. Hopefully it does well when it comes out April 5th. But at the same time, it's kind of a strange feeling. You know what I mean? Like, when I get this disc and I plop it in my Series X, I'm going to be like, oh man, the marketing was trash. The communication was trash. Up until a point, of course. And man, the game looks so good, but that's because they were worked like dogs. I mean, it's kind of a strange thing. I feel kind of like guilty. To put this shit in my Xbox and be like, man, this looks so good, but only because they were worked like slaves. It's very strange to, it's like a double-edged sword here. But again, at the same time, I don't want to go on for too much longer, but it is kind of sad to know, again, that my favorite video game company, again, when you pull back the curtain, is kind of really kind of dysfunctional. And maybe the reason why all these guys were leaving, like Arthur Parsons, Steven Sharples, whatever, is because, Andy Holt, I mean, some of them are still there, but, I mean, I feel bad for the people that are there. I mean, it seems like you're working in hell, you know what I mean? You're making games for everyone. They're happy, they're fun, they're entertaining video games, and then the people that make them are, in turmoil and anguish. So I don't want this, now look, listen. I gotta end this video with an asterisk here because I don't want to start World War III. I don't see any YouTubers talking about this, okay, but it had to be spoken of. Do not go to Twitter or any social media and curse out John Burton. I kind of said you should be ashamed of yourself because from what I read, multiple developers have come out and said that this guy's a jerk. And but don't death threat. None of this dumb crap. Don't do anything stupid. But I just wanted to tell you guys that this is kind of a topic not many people are talking about regarding Lego games and TT games. The game looks great, but maybe that's because they were worked like crazy. So again, at the same time, it's sad, it's strange that this is even happening. I never in a million freaking years thought that TT Games, the devs, would feel like they want to die when they go home because of the horrible work conditions that they have. And again, I'm not trying to say this is the worst thing ever and it's inhumane and it's nothing like that, but it is basically a big jerk a hole at the top of it, John Burton. It seems, kind of crunch time and all that. And again, like I said, there will be crunch time, there will be stresses in any job, but this seems like it went a little bit too far. And I don't care how good a game looks, if the people that made it are in anguish truly, and they're not just being sissies, if they are truly in anguish and they really feel depressed and very toxic work environment, you got to get the hell out of there. I don't care what game you're working on. I don't care if this is Lego Ninjago season 1 to 15 or the Skywalker side, whatever. I don't care how good of a game it is. If you are in any job, if you are feeling threatened or you don't feel welcome or you're crying when you get home and you're not just like I said being sensitive, get the fudge out of there quickly. And I think that maybe that's why some of these devs were leaving. Who knows? Maybe their time was up with the game and they had no qualms with the company. I have no idea. But, it is strange to see. And hopefully this fixes. Hopefully this does not turn into TT Games shutting down or anything like that. Because, so many video game companies have these issues regarding, like I said, sexual misconduct, greed, suing people for no freaking reason, churning out half-assed games and half-polished games just because they want money. And then you get TT Games, and it's sad to see, man. So anyway, tell me in the comments what you think about this whole debacle. I mean, I never saw this coming, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try to link it down in the description of one of these articles down below. Again, I really don't want people to, I don't want you to think that they are being treated literally like slaves, because that is illegal and inhumane, and the company would be shut down in a snap. Because this is the first article that ever happened, really, that I've ever noticed or seen about this company treating their employees like dirt. So I think that, again, I don't care how good the game is. If they were going to delay it till 2023, we'd be mad, but maybe some solid marketing, maybe some solid communication would work. Instead of having a 100-hour crunch week and they all feel like trash, there are alternatives to releasing a game that isn't just shove it out the window and everyone feels like dirt. Well, whatever, it's done. I mean, there are ways to do it. If you're gonna release a game, gonna make a movie, whatever. My YouTube videos, whatever. If you're gonna release something, do it right the first time, so that none of this crap happens. So maybe that's what's going on. Again, they could just be a bunch of wussies. I don't know, but I'm not working there. I can't make that call. I'm assuming they are treated like dirt, but still, I just wanted to talk about that. Pretty crazy stuff. Again, tell me in the comments down below what you think. Hopefully this changes, and I cannot wait for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga coming on April 5th. I will be playing it, but it is kind of strange whenever I see the game now. I just think of the people that were stressed out of their freaking gourd trying to make this thing look that good. And, it does look good, so kudos to them. Keep up the good communication and marketing that we've been having for a few days here, and we'll be, good as gravy. But until then, you gotta deal with it. So hopefully, this misconduct and this horrible jerk of a boss and all that, everything changes. But as of right now, it is sad to hear that these devs are kind of in these weird work conditions and environments. Anyway, getting into here, I'm gonna try to find something to link if you want to go check it out and read it for yourself. But that's what I found out. And it is kind of weird, but hopefully it changes soon. And I just wish TT Games all the best. Again, I do want more marketing, more communication, but at the end of the day, they're making a video game, so hopefully it'll be good. But hopefully, again, I don't want them to be working in an environment that is completely trash and they all want to die at the end of the day. So hopefully, crunch time happens, but hopefully when you're making this game, TT Games, hopefully you guys can just step back, get a new guy in charge or whatever, and hopefully, because at the end of the day, making video games is work, but it's not supposed to be hell. It's supposed to be fun. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.